Okay, so we're going to get a little controversial here in this video. I hear a lot often, man, if I only, had to rent a jet ski, or I could have a boat, or, if I had an eFoil, I could learn how to wing foil. I'd be up foiling, jibing, jumping, doing all kinds of stuff. And so in this video, we're going to talk about, do I need to actually have an eFoil or take eFoiling lessons? Or do I just need to be towed behind their jet ski or their boat or whatever in order to finally learn how to wing foil and to be able to get on foil? And we're going to cover that right after the open. Hey guys, this is Ben with AWKWA, Arizona Windsurfing, Kiteboarding, and Wingfoiling Association. So I will confess, I'm a bit of a hypocrite in that I learned how to wake foil, that is being towed behind friends' boats on what was essentially a kite foil board, about 2 or 3 seasons before I ever really seriously took up wing foiling. Now, would it have helped my winging if I had just wake foiled more? I'm going to say no. And I say this for several reasons. For one thing, one of my friends in the group, new to wing foiling, she is an exceptional wake foiler. Excuse me, she can wake foil without the rope, both sides of the wake, in addition to being a first-rate e-foiler. However, at the same time, she is struggling mightily with the wing. And I think a big reason for that is she has developed a lot of, let's just say, not useful habits that come from wake foiling or being towed behind a boat or even e-foiling. And this is for a couple reasons. In general, wake foiling boards or kite foiling boards that you might wake foil on, which is what I did, they are basically they're sinkers. All right, they're super low volume. They're designed to plane and get up at very high speed. So learning to get up on them is clunky and very challenging at best, particularly if you are using one of these, like I said, dedicated wake foil boards, kite foiling boards, something like that. You never really are going to learn how to get on your wing foil board, how to get situated, how to get the wing in position, how to get to your handles, how to power up, how to get stability, and then eventually be able to stand up and then power up and go. You don't learn those essential skills. Now, for a lot of people, that's that's the last thing they're concerned about. They're more concerned about getting used to the sensation and feeling of being on foil. And if that's the case, then that's fine. There's probably going to be very little better substitute for that than actually taking eFoil lessons or actually being towed behind a boat or a jet ski. The next reason why I think, learning to foil behind a boat or a jet ski is can be challenging or more difficult than people think is that it is extremely driver dependent. I'd say at least 60% of your success, whether you're able to get onto foil behind a a boat or a jet ski, will depend on the quality of your driver. And because of that, it could actually be more difficult, if not dangerous, to learn to foil behind a boat or a jet ski. I mean, we're forgetting the issues of like having a spinning propeller and things like that with the boat. Because if your driver, is not good, just has a heavy throttle hand, um, just can't get the timing right with you, whatever, you're just going to get yanked over the front, or pulled off the board, or worse. Now, the third reason, and this is a big one for me, is that the way that you're getting onto foil through either an eFoil or through particularly being pulled by a jet ski or a boat, is completely different than how you get on foil with the wing. The forces and the mechanics between eFoiling slash being towed behind a boat and actually learning how to wing foil are very, very different. Again, talking about a jet ski or a boat, the drive is, I don't know if you can see it, it's down here in front of you. And if you come from a wakeboarding kind of background like I do, I tend to hold the handle, quite low. But those of us who've, even had a tangential experience with winging know that's not where you're holding the wing, right? It's usually, yes, it's forward of you, but it usually tends to be much higher and a 45-degree angle to the front of your body. Okay, so in fairness and in the interest of equal time, are there advantages to um, taking eFoil lessons or getting an eFoil or being towed behind a boat or a jet ski? For one thing, if you or a family member or a loved one or whoever, friend, has just absolutely zero experience with board sports, water sports, what have you, then certainly getting to use an eFoil or being towed behind a friend's boat or a jet ski is certainly going to, I think, help them acclimate to kind of what it feels like to be on a board, planing through the water, and eventually, obviously, that sensation of floating and flying over the water, which can be very foreign and alien to I think most normal people who've never experienced it. Next advantage, as I just alluded to earlier, is that hey, if there's no wind, if there's nothing but glass, being towed behind a boat or a jet ski, or putting together the eFoil and launching that is a tremendous substitute if you're looking or jonesing for some foil time. The final advantage, and this is kind of maybe a bit technical or a little bit nerdy, but basically it teaches you the value or the importance of having pressure in the foil mast. Okay, something that I really like to harp on a lot. In a nutshell, it's basically the enhanced and almost essential stability you get on the foil board when your mast has pressure in it. That automatically gives you so much more stability and control. Okay, so with all that said, do you need to take eFoiling lessons or get an eFoil board or rent or bug a friend with a jet ski or a boat? The answer is no. Okay. To me, it's more of a nice to have, but certainly not a must have. And in fact, one of the problems I see, and this again is from a few of my very dear friends who are trying to learn how to wing foil, is that um, it's almost gets to the point of being like an excuse or a crutch for why they can't get onto foil, when the problem lies or may lie with other factors, other issues. So it's not because they haven't gotten enough eFoil time or they haven't been pulled enough hours behind a boat or a jet ski. The bottom line, if you're getting started or looking to get started in wing foiling, but maybe don't have access or a facility that you can rent an eFoil from, or don't have friends with a jet ski, or it's okay. It's not going to hold you back in school. You're going to be fine, all right? Make sure that your gear is properly suited to you as a beginner, that you go out in enough wind so that you're properly powered, if not slightly overpowered, and look to ride in areas with fairly, if possible, fairly flat water. Okay. The combination of those three factors will get you onto foil. Okay. Yes, the first instances of the board getting weird on you, and then all of a sudden just lifting you out of the water, and then the sound of silence that you get is going to be, like I said, very, very foreign, very strange, and is probably going to, make you overreact or do something that eventually ends up putting you back in the water again. That's going to happen many, many, many times as you're learning. All right, folks. Well, that's my video on the question of whether you need to learn first how to eFoil or be towed behind a boat or a jet ski in order to even attempt wing foiling. I hope you found it useful. Like I said, it's kind of a controversial topic. There's good arguments on both sides. I'm sure I'm going to hear about it in the comment section. But more importantly, I hope it gave those of you watching who are looking to learn how to wing foil, or have tried but are maybe struggling and kind of thinking that, this is the reason why. I'm hoping it gives you, at least a different perspective, and hopefully even some kind of satisfaction or hope that you're on the right track. Okay, just keep at it, keep plugging away. It's all about the water time, and you're going to get it. Just enjoy the journey, because in another couple sessions, or by this time next season, you're going to look back and think, I can't believe I sweated that, right? That I couldn't get up on foil. Anyways, guys, if you appreciated this video, boy, I sure would appreciate it if you would hit the like button down below. Also, if you haven't done so already, feel free to hit the subscribe button down below, as well as the little bell, so that you can be notified on the latest content, videos, how-tos, tutorials, gear reviews that we do the moment that they are uploaded. Until next time, this is Ben, as always, wishing you good winds and happy sailing.